Jake, you never responded to the challenge. You publicly stated that I use cocaine. I do not. So I told you, you could randomly cocaine test me for the next 10 years. I believe that you're a cheater, and I believe that you use steroids. So I want to randomly steroid test you.
UFC President Dana White didn't hold back when he went off on Jake Paul, accusing the YouTuber-turned-boxer of using steroids while preparing for his fight with Mike Tyson. White's reaction was intense, and he made it clear he wasn't happy about the situation at all. During his rant, he also took shots at Jake Paul's manager, dragging him into the controversy as well. According to White, Jake's manager actually used to work for him in the past. But those days are long gone. Their relationship has clearly fallen apart, and now, as White sees it, the same guy who once worked under him is running around handling business for the internet star who stepped into the boxing world.
And that thing that you came out with today, nobody on earth thinks that you really wrote that. You're too stupid. And for those of you that don't know, if you've ever watched one of his fights and you see when they do the stare down, the guy that's standing in the middle with the warlock nose and the big warlock wart on his face, apparently that's his manager. And that guy used to be an accountant for me. And let's just say this, he no longer works for me, and I think he's a scumbag.
On top of that, Dana White went a step further and accused Jake Paul of using questionable tactics when it comes to doing business in the fight world. White didn't just criticize him, he challenged Paul directly. If Jake really believes he can do things better, White said, then he should go out and build his own promotion and try running the business himself. Dana also mocked the idea that Paul could outperform him when it comes to promoting fights. He pointed out that generating big pay-per-view numbers isn't as easy as it sounds, and he doesn't believe Paul could pull it off. According to White, neither Jake nor his manager would be able to take care of fighters or run a promotion the way he has over the years.
If you two think that you can do it better than we do, we're doing this whole thing wrong, you could treat the fighters better than we do, knock yourself out. Go start your own business. It's easy to do. Go get the Warlock on it. The Warlock can get it started for you. What you and the Warlock should be focused on is your business. You're tanking. You can't sell pay-per-views. You're calling out Jorge Masvidal because he's a pay-per-view superstar. Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor, Mike Tyson. These are all superstars.
Meanwhile, Dana White also made it clear that he had nothing to do with Jake Paul stepping into the ring with bare-knuckle champion Mike Perry. At the same time, he pushed back against what he called false claims suggesting he was somehow connected to that matchup. White went on to criticize Paul's boxing career, saying many of his fights follow the same formula and feel more like publicity stunts than serious competition. In his view, Paul keeps choosing opponents who are older, retired, or well past their prime in an attempt to build his reputation in the sport. He even mentioned Paul's bout with Tommy Fury, admitting that it didn't capture his interest at all. According to White, he couldn't bring himself to pay attention to the fight, suggesting it simply wasn't something he felt was worth watching.
He said all that to the media. Dana told Mike Perry that that's all lies. None of that's true. I didn't tell Mike Perry. I haven't talked to Mike Perry. And I didn't even know Jake Paul was fighting. So he's saying all this. I was in Italy. I didn't even know the guy was fighting. When Jake Paul lost to Fury, I haven't really paid attention to Jake Paul.
I have love for Jake too. I don't know when a fight's happening. I really don't.
All the same. He fights older people that are smaller. It's all the same.
Dana White didn't stop there. He also accused Jake Paul of using steroids during his preparation, while strongly denying the accusations Paul had previously made about him using cocaine. White brushed those claims off completely and said they were nothing more than baseless attacks. He continued taking shots at Paul's boxing career, arguing that Jake isn't capable of selling a fight on his own. According to White, Paul tends to chase matchups with fighters who already know how to generate massive pay-per-view numbers, instead of proving he can draw that kind of attention by himself. In White's view, Paul relies heavily on the reputation and star power of others who already understand how to turn a fight into a major pay-per-view event.
You can't sell pay-per-views, so you do whatever the you want to do. I'm ready to roll, buddy. I don't use cocaine. Do you use steroids? Let's do this, Jake.
On the other hand, boxing promoter Frank Warren voiced serious concerns about the upcoming fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. Warren made it clear that, in his opinion, boxing isn't a sport meant for someone in their 60s to be competing in at that level. At the same time, he did give Paul some credit. Warren acknowledged that Jake Paul has proven himself to be a very capable promoter who knows how to generate attention and hype around his events. Even so, Warren emphasized that his main concern remains the safety and practicality of a fighter of Tyson's age stepping back into the ring.
Made my opinion, mate. I don't think people that age should be fighting, but as long as he's medically fit and he's found fit to box, that's his choice. You know, and Jake, I've got a lot of respect for him, and Nikita, his business partner. They're very shrewd guys, and the fight's on. Whatever I say is not going to make any difference to that. But you know, boxing's not for 60-year-old guys, that's for sure.
Dana White has also shared his thoughts on the matchup between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, and he made it clear that he's not a fan of the situation. According to White, a fighter at Tyson's age shouldn't be stepping into the ring with someone who is 3 decades younger. At the same time, White hasn't hidden his dislike for Paul. He's been openly critical of the problem child for a while now, and when it comes to this fight, it's obvious who he'll be rooting for. White has even said he hopes Tyson manages to land a knockout and put an end to all the hype surrounding Paul.
Pretty much everybody in the room and the other room wants to see Jake Paul get knocked out. When this fight happens, Tyson will be 58. Under any circumstances, a almost 60-year-old man shouldn't be fighting 27. When he actually fought somebody who was a boxer, who was his age, Tommy, and who was his size, he lost. When are you going to stop fighting gimmick fights?
I think he just called Mike Tyson a gimmick.
This guy's 27. He's in his prime. Yeah. Nobody wants to see Mike get beat by this. Sure.
Brendan Schaub offered a different perspective when talking about the fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. Instead of simply picking a winner, he broke down several possible outcomes and how each one could play out. Schaub explained that there are multiple scenarios to consider. Tyson could lose, Jake Paul could end up getting beaten, or the fight might even result in a no decision. In his view, that last outcome would be the worst-case scenario from a business standpoint. A result like that, he suggested, would likely frustrate fans and hurt the overall value of the event.
Mike Tyson, love Jake. I hope it crushes, but for the life of me, I cannot figure out the upside to this. Let's go through the scenario here. If you're Jake, so you knock him out, horrible, dude. What the f? You just beat up an old man. You get knocked out. It told you this guy's a joke. You get beat up by a 58-year-old. The third scenario here is it goes to decision. That's a disaster and nobody's coming back. That's a disaster business-wise for Netflix. It's a disaster for Jake Paul. What? Went to decision with 58-year-old Mike Tyson. The only person who wins is not Netflix, not Jake Paul. Mike Tyson wins. He can do no wrong. He gets knocked out. Yeah, he's 58. Still getting paid. He beats Jake Paul. Yeah, all the old guys are like, yeah, daddy. Goes to decision, Mike Tyson wins. For Netflix, dude, I don't know. Let's say Mike Tyson wins. What are you going to do? What's next? Mike Tyson and then Logan Paul to revenge his brother? And then Mike Tyson KSI? That's the business model?
Jorge Masvidal chose to stay mostly neutral when asked about the fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. The former UFC fighter didn't offer a clear opinion on who might win, explaining that there are simply too many unknown factors surrounding the matchup. Masvidal did admit that Tyson's age is a major concern and said he does worry about the legendary boxer stepping into the ring at this stage of his life. Still, despite those concerns, he decided not to make any prediction or give a final verdict before the fight takes place.